Good morning, this is Jack from Charting Markets Crypto, and this is a pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 22nd of August. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, obviously, we've got this nice looking double top here, and obviously, we are testing rising support on it. If that breaks down, and obviously, the other thing to mention here is we've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing here on Bitcoin. Unless we see a big rally today, that's going to fix at the end of the day, and that is something I tend to take seriously. We will see. On Bitcoin, on the daily chart, we've reached the daily lower band. Obviously, we've broken below the daily first support at the daily middle band and the 50 DMA. And obviously, as I mentioned, we are testing the double top support. That is now starting to break down very slightly since I wrote the post this morning. And this is setting up a target in the 99 to 100K area. And this is the inflection point. Either we head down into that target area or we reject back up into a retest of the high. I don't have any really strong feelings about which way that goes, but I have to say, if the trigger is going to be Jackson Hole today, there is a significant risk of disappointment in terms of interest rate cuts when the inflation numbers obviously last week were pretty grim. We will see how that develops. All right, looking at Solana. Solana has been testing the daily middle band for much of the week, and so far that is holding. If that continues to hold, great, that's the obvious support level. If that breaks, we've got some levels below. We've got the 50 DMA at 175, and we've got the on a break below that, we've got the 200 DMA at 157.32, and we've got the rising support from the April low, which I'd probably prefer not to get hit, as it would suggest this overall whole thing overall is a bear flag. But we will see how that goes, and I've got that in about the 150 area. In the short term, this looks like a little head and shoulders forming, but I think it's oversized. If it was a head and shoulders and it broke down, the target would be at 155.81, retest of the early August low. In terms of the support levels here, it's quite a nice looking head and shoulders, but the real pattern here is the potential level top here. If we see a sustained break below 155.81, this would have a target in about the 101 to 104 area. It looks like 105 here, but it's actually 104. I calculated it. But what I would be leaning towards saying, I wouldn't be expecting that to make target unless the bull market in crypto is over, and I think the odds are it's not over, and we're likely to see more highs towards the end of the year, as I've been expecting. But if we do see a breakdown from this, that sets up a nice binary scenario where either we head down to these targets or we reject back up to the highs, and I'd be leaning towards seeing the rejection up to the highs. And I'd be wondering about Ethereum too. Ethereum, now, we've almost made it back to a retest of the 2021 high, and really I'm expecting that to get hit. We haven't hit it yet. I'm expecting us to go back and hit it. So in the short term, I was saying that we had a very big support level in the 4100 area. We moved it down to about 4060. We tested the daily middle band, which has held, and we back tested these two big highs from 2024 at 409.279 and 410.905. So that is a big support level. I was expecting to see that hit. It's been hit and it's holding so far. What are we looking at in terms of patterns here? On the hourly chart, I mentioned on my last post on Tuesday that we had a possible head and shoulders forming here. That formed and broke down. The right shoulder high for that is at 437.855, and you can see we almost broke that overnight. If that breaks, that invalidates the head and shoulders. And that sets up a natural target back up at a retest of this high here at 4792. If the head and shoulders makes target, I've got that in about the 3600 area, and that is a match with what I was talking about would be a backtest of the 200 DMA, which is now at 25.93.92. We'll see how that goes. But I think that would be, the 50 DMA, which is at 36.61. We will see how that goes. I'm quite liking that as a downside scenario. It fits, it's a good level. We will see. I wouldn't really be looking for a test of this low here at 33.57, because that would be setting up a head and shoulders, which again is not something I'd be thinking that we would be likely to see before we saw an end to the bull market, and I don't think it's over yet. Yeah, EU stablecoin to run on F. Yeah, F's been getting a lot of commitments this year, which is why it's been performing Solana in recent months, and that's fine. I mean, I think Solana will have its day again, and I don't think the. All right, thanks. I'll listen to it, mate. But I don't think that's going to be a thing which will last forever. Solana's still got a lot of advantages and is likely to have its day, but Ethereum has been doing very well, and I'm really expecting to see a retest of the all-time high. So we will see. Hang on, mate. Sorry, I was just pulling up that song, so I'll watch it afterwards. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. So watching this inflection point, if this does break down, I'm not seeing this as a big breakdown. I'm thinking this is a more modest breakdown, which will likely then retest highs. We will see. All right, great. Everyone have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys again on Monday.